Alright, look, I made a video yesterday talking about the Leafs media availability, most notably talking about what Auston Matthews had to say in his press conference, so if you haven't seen that, go check that one out. A common thing that people got out of what Matthews said was just a general lack of accountability from the captain of the team. I was reading some comments yesterday written by some frustrated Leaf fans, and it kind of gave me the idea to talk about the entire leadership group in general, because obviously heading into this past season, Auston Matthews was awarded the captaincy, and John Tavares, the former captain, had to step down to just an assistant, and it really made me pose the question, was this the right decision, or was it just a big mistake? And I mean, I could see why they decided to do this in the first place. Matthews last year had himself an incredible year, one away from 70 goals, he was by far the best player on that Leafs roster, but does that directly translate into deserving the role of the captain of the team? I don't think so. I know a lot of teams make their best player the captain, but in a lot of cases, this isn't always the best option to go. Look at teams like the Jets. Adam Lowry's the captain. He's not nearly the best player on the team points-wise, but you listen to his press conferences, I saw a couple of them after the playoffs, and you can tell that guy has a good relationship with the players on his team and is a strong voice in that room. The thing that I hear from Leaf fans when they listen to Auston Matthews' press conferences is almost like a lack of inspiration from the way he speaks to the media. Obviously, we're not in the dressing room, so we don't know exactly what he's like with his players, but the way he speaks there, it's very monotone, kind of unmotivated, and honestly, above all else, not willing to hold himself accountable. You know I'm talking about that whole Passengers comment in Game 7, which I mentioned in my last video. But it made a lot of people think John Tavares was the better option, and there would have been more success if he stayed the captain over Matthews. This was a different Leafs team, and they had a very good core, very good group up and down the lineup. Would he have been able to drive them in a different direction, been able to motivate them after a couple of tough losses? But you know what, I would have actually gone in a different direction and made William Nylander the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. That might sound a little bit confusing at first, but to me it makes a lot of sense. I think that in terms of playoff production of the core four guys of Tavares, Marner, Matthews, and Nylander, Nylander is by far the most valuable of all of those guys. He's shown up the most in big games, been a clutch player, been someone that's actually stepped up as opposed to the other guys who have just shied away if anything. And just listening to the way that the four of them speak and react to a big loss, Nylander's the only one that's actually sounding like he actually cares and is willing to admit that he needed to be better. And don't forget about this clip right here. Nylander's the only one that I've ever seen actually call his players out and rightfully look upset and be frustrated about what's going on in a series. I'm sure a lot of those players love the country club vibe of it being chill and no one getting mad at anyone. But what Nylander did is what you want from a guy that's supposed to be a leader when things aren't going right in a series. Here's the clip if you forgot about it from last year.
Stop fucking crying, bro. This is the fucking issue. You guys fucking bitch about shit.
So look, I have heard rumblings of people that want Matthews out to get Matthews traded, but there's no way that's going to happen. He will stay as the captain, which, I mean, I'm sure it just is what it is at this point. And here's the thing, Matthews has a very high level of talent. He's a very good player. He's shown that he can be a good player, but I don't know if he's the right leader for this team. I think that Nylander should at least be elevated to an assistant captain next year. I don't even think he's ever had that, but he definitely deserves it. But be sure to let me know what you think about all this, what you would do if you were managing the Leafs. And next we'll talk about some off-season moves for various teams, what we could see in regards to trades or potential free agent signings, so be on the lookout for that. Subscribe if you're new, become a channel member, peace out, and take care.